Welcome to Classy Deco. Today, we're diving into the cozy, nostalgic charm of Seaside Cottage Decor, perfect for vintage lovers craving timeless fall elegance. In this video, we unveil 15 unique decor secrets that blend weathered coastal vibes with autumn's warm hues. Each idea captures the essence of a seaside retreat, infused with vintage treasures and seasonal touches. From distressed wood accents to soft, nautical-inspired textiles, these tips will transform your home into a serene, timeless haven. Get ready to embrace the crisp fall air and create a cozy coastal escape. Let's explore these 15 decor secrets together. Driftwood shelves bring raw, organic texture to your seaside cottage. Picture weathered, gray-toned wood, smoothed by ocean waves, mounted on wrought iron brackets. These shelves display vintage glass bottles, seashell collections, and faded books, evoking a sense of timeless serenity. In fall, drape them with burlap runners and scatter amber-hued votives for warmth. The rough-hewn wood contrasts beautifully with soft linens, creating a cozy yet airy feel. Install them in a living room or kitchen corner for a focal point that feels both rustic and refined. Pair with wicker baskets below to store cozy throw blankets, enhancing the autumnal vibe. This look feels like a quiet beach walk in October, blending nature's rugged beauty with vintage charm. Incorporate thick, natural jute rope into your decor for a nautical nod. Imagine rope-wrapped vases or mirror frames, their earthy tones complementing fall's palette of burnt orange and mustard yellow. The tactile texture feels sturdy yet inviting, like a ship's rigging softened by time. Use rope to hang a vintage lantern or create a curtain tieback, adding a coastal, lived-in vibe. Place these accents in a dining area, paired with a weathered oak table and linen napkins. The rope's organic feel ties the room together, evoking a seaside cottage at dusk. In fall, add small pumpkins or dried wheat stalks nearby for seasonal warmth, creating a harmonious blend of vintage maritime and autumnal coziness. Old suitcases, stacked as side tables or storage, scream vintage seaside charm. Picture a trio of leather-bound cases, their brass clasps tarnished, holding cozy throws or books. Their faded colors, deep burgundy, olive, or navy, pair perfectly with fall's moody tones. Place them beside a linen-covered armchair in a reading nook, topped with a brass lamp and a small vase of dried lavender. The worn leather and scuffed edges feel like treasures from a coastal antique shop. In autumn, add a plaid wool blanket draped over the top for extra warmth. This setup feels nostalgic, like unpacking memories in a seaside cottage, blending practicality with timeless elegance. Seagrass baskets add airy texture and practical storage to your decor. Imagine large, hand-woven baskets with loose, natural fibers, placed by a fireplace or entryway. Their light, sandy tones echo the beach while complementing fall's earthy palette. Fill them with rolled blankets, vintage magazines, or pine cones for a seasonal touch. The basket's organic weave feels soft yet sturdy, evoking windswept dunes. Pair with a distressed wood bench and a faded Persian rug for a cozy, layered look. This setup feels like a seaside porch in autumn, inviting yet timeless. The basket's versatility makes them perfect for stashing fall essentials while maintaining that vintage coastal charm that feels both relaxed and refined. Antique brass lanterns bring a warm, nautical glow to your seaside cottage. Picture tarnished lanterns with glass panes, casting soft light across a room. Place them on a weathered console table, surrounded by seashells and dried hydrangeas for a fall twist. Their golden hue complements autumn's rich tones, like burgundy and sage. The lantern's aged patina feels like relics from an old ship, adding vintage character. Use battery-operated candles inside for safety, letting the flickering light mimic a cozy seaside evening. This setup feels intimate, like a stormy night in a coastal retreat, blending timeless elegance with fall's inviting warmth. Faded linen curtains in soft blues or creams evoke a breezy seaside vibe. Imagine lightweight panels, slightly sheer, billowing in an autumn breeze. Their subtle, washed-out hues pair beautifully with fall's warm accents, like terracotta pillows or wool throws. Hang them on wrought iron rods for a vintage touch, letting the fabric pool slightly on the floor for a relaxed feel. The linen's texture feels soft and lived in, like heirlooms from a coastal cottage. In a bedroom or living room, they create a serene backdrop, enhancing the cozy yet airy atmosphere perfect for fall. This look feels like a quiet morning by the sea, timeless and elegant. A vintage ship will hung on a wall adds bold nautical charm. Picture a weathered oak wheel, its spokes worn smooth, mounted above a fireplace or sofa. Its rich, dark tones contrast with creamy walls, tying into fall's earthy palette. Surround it with small vintage frames holding pressed leaves or sepia-toned photos for a seasonal touch. The wheel's sturdy yet intricate design feels like a relic from an old schooner, evoking seaside adventures. This focal point creates a cozy, nostalgic vibe, perfect for a living room or study. It's like stepping into a captain's quarters, blending vintage maritime allure with autumn's warm elegance. Vintage coastal blue glassware, like mason jars or goblets, adds a pop of color. Imagine translucent blue vases or candle holders on a dining table, catching the light like sea glass. Their soft hue pairs with fall's muted tones, like ochre napkins or wooden chargers. The glassware's imperfections, bubbles or slight fades, add vintage charm, feeling like treasures washed ashore. Use them to hold dried wheat or small pine cones for a seasonal touch. This setup feels like a seaside picnic in autumn, blending airy coastal vibes with cozy warmth. Place them on a linen runner for a refined yet relaxed dining experience. Hand-painted, distressed wooden signs bring rustic charm to your decor. Picture faded signs with phrases like beach house or sail away, hung in a hallway or kitchen. Their chipped paint and weathered grain feel like relics from an old coastal inn. In fall, pair with garlands of dried leaves or twine-wrapped jars for warmth. The sign's muted colors, grays, whites, or soft blues, complement autumn's palette while maintaining a seaside vibe. They add a storytelling element, evoking memories of coastal getaways. This look feels cozy yet timeless, like a weathered signpost on a foggy autumn beach. A vintage fisherman's net draped over a wall or headboard adds instant coastal texture. Imagine a weathered net, it's not slightly frayed, in soft greens or grays. In fall, weave in small dried flowers or fairy lights for a warm, seasonal glow. The net's organic, open weave feels light yet substantial, like a relic from a seaside village. Hang it in a bedroom or living room, paired with linen bedding or a wool rug for cozy contrast. This decor feels like a fisherman's cottage in autumn, blending vintage maritime charm with the inviting warmth of the season. Reclaimed wood furniture, like a dining table or coffee table, anchors your space with rustic elegance. Picture a weathered oak table, its knots and grain telling stories of time. In fall, pair with linen placemats in sage or mustard and vintage silverware for warmth. The wood's natural imperfections feel coastal and lived in, like driftwood polished by the sea. Place a centerpiece of seashells and pumpkins for a seasonal touch. This setup evokes a seaside cottage dining room, cozy yet open, blending vintage charm with autumn's rich tones. It feels like gathering with friends on a crisp fall evening by the shore. A seashell chandelier adds whimsical, vintage elegance to your cottage. Imagine a wrought iron frame adorned with cape-size shells, gently clinking in the breeze. Its soft, pearlescent glow complements fall's warm lighting, like amber candles or brass lamps. Hang it in a dining room or entryway, paired with a faded rug and wooden bench. The shell's delicate shimmer feels like treasures from the ocean, adding a timeless coastal touch. In autumn, surround it with dried eucalyptus or small gourds for seasonal flair. This look evokes a seaside cottage at twilight, blending vintage sophistication with cozy fall warmth. Vintage wooden oars, hung crossed or in a row, create striking wall art. Picture weathered oars in faded blues or whites, their paint chipped from years at sea. Mount them in a hallway or above a sofa, paired with fall wreaths of dried grasses or leaves. Their long, lean shapes add architectural interest, evoking a rower's journey along the coast. The oar's worn texture feels nostalgic, like relics from a seaside adventure. This setup creates a cozy yet airy focal point, blending vintage maritime charm with autumn's earthy tones, perfect for a timeless cottage vibe. Soft, vintage-inspired quilts in faded blues, creams, or grays bring cozy seaside charm. Imagine a hand-stitched quilt draped over a bed or sofa, its patterns evoking waves or nautical motifs. In fall, layer with wool pillows in burnt orange or mustard for warmth. The quilt's soft, worn fabric feels like a family heirloom, adding timeless comfort. Place it in a bedroom or living room, paired with a wicker chair and brass lamp. This look feels like curling up in a seaside cottage on a chilly autumn evening, blending vintage elegance with cozy, seasonal warmth. Antique porcelain dishware, like plates or teacups with delicate floral or nautical designs, adds refined vintage charm. Picture mismatched pieces in soft whites or blues, displayed on open shelves or a dining table. In fall, pair with linen napkins in warm tones and small vases of dried lavender. Their delicate patterns and slight imperfections feel like treasures from a coastal estate. Use them for a cozy autumn tea party or dinner, evoking a timeless seaside gathering. This setup blends elegance with nostalgia, creating a warm, inviting atmosphere perfect for a vintage-loving cottage in fall. That's all the ideas for today. Don't forget to like and subscribe for more ideas like this.